Hey everyone, if you've been looking for a tiny desktop that can actually handle serious work without taking up half your desk, you're gonna want to see this. The MINISFORUM MS-01 with the Intel Core i5-12600H is one of those mini PCs that makes you question why we ever settled for big tower cases in the first place. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this thing is no slouch under the hood. The i5-12600H is a 12-core processor that can boost up to 4.5 GHz, and paired with 32 GB of DDR5 RAM and a 1 TB NVMe SSD, it handles multitasking like it's nothing. I've had Chrome running with 30 tabs, a couple of virtual machines, and a video editor open at the same time, and it barely broke a sweat. If you're a developer, a designer, or someone who just likes to keep a million things open without lag, this machine won't disappoint. Now, let's talk connectivity because that's where this mini PC really shines. You get two 2.5G Ethernet ports, which is perfect if you're running a home lab or just want ultra-fast, stable internet without buying a separate adapter. Plus, there's Wi-Fi 6E built in, so if you're in a crowded area with a lot of Wi-Fi signals, this thing stays smooth. On top of that, you've got two USB 4 ports, two display ports, an HDMI 2.0, and even a Type-C port. I hooked up 3 monitors at once, 2 via DisplayPort and 1 via HDMI, and it handled 4K video playback on all of them without a hiccup. If you're someone who needs multiple screens for productivity or content creation, this setup is a dream. Storage and expandability are also solid here. The 1 TB SSD is fast, but if you need more space, there's an extra M.2 slot for another drive. I popped in a 2 TB NVMe and now I've got plenty of room for projects, games, and media. The RAM is soldered, so you can't upgrade it later, but 32 GB is already generous for most use cases. If you're doing light gaming or heavy workloads like video editing or 3D rendering, this is more than enough to keep things running smoothly. One thing I really appreciate is how quiet this thing is. Even under load, the fan stays pretty subdued, and it doesn't sound like a jet engine like some other mini PCs I've tried. It's small enough to tuck away behind a monitor or under a desk, so it doesn't take up any extra space. The build quality feels solid too, no cheap plastic flecks or rattling parts. It's the kind of device you can set up and forget about, which is exactly what you want from a workstation. Now, I won't pretend it's perfect. The RAM is soldered, so if you think you'll need more down the line, you're stuck with what you've got. Also, while the ports are great, some of the USB ports are on the back, which can be a little inconvenient if you're using a lot of peripherals. But honestly, those are minor trade-offs for what you get in return. If you're someone who needs a powerful, compact desktop that can handle work, play, or both without breaking the bank, the MINISFORUM MS-01 is absolutely worth considering. It's versatile, quiet, and packed with features that make it feel like a full-sized workstation in a tiny package. Check it out using the link below if it sounds like the right fit for you. For most buyers, the real question is not whether MINISFORUM Intel Core i5-12600H processor mini PC, MS-01 Mini Workstation 32 GB RAM 1 TB SSD desktop PC, HDMI 2.0 plus Type-C plus USB 4 video output, dual 2.5G Ethernet port X2 plus 10 Gbps DPX2 support Wi-Fi 6E computer sounds impressive on paper. But whether strengths like powerful processor and graphics the MINISFORUM MS-01 Mini and multiple network ports this mini workstation comes with 210G actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like MINISFORUM Intel Core i5-12600H processor mini PC, MS-01 Mini Workstation 32 GB RAM 1 TB SSD desktop PC, HDMI 2.0 plus Type-C plus USB 4 video output, Dual 2.5G Ethernet port X2 plus 10 Gbps DPX2 support Wi-Fi 6E computer usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.